Hi, this is Summer Todd. I've been gone for a while, so we're getting back into my show now in the fall. And tonight, we're kind of just talking about curses or maybe cursed objects. If anybody wants to call in and has had experiences with that. And then, my son is on the show, Austin, and then we have Mark and Roger will be in and out. So we have, and we're open for people to call in and discuss things. So we can kind of kick it off. I was thinking maybe about talking about Robert the doll from Key West. In Austin, my son was with me when we visited that museum and saw the doll. Uh, and you tell them a little bit about that, Austin. You're better than I am about the details. Um, if you
Oh,
want.
it was we were down in Key West and we were getting ready to fly back home, and the museum that Robert the Doll is in is right next to the airport there.
Yeah.
And right before we went over to the airport, we had a couple hours, so we wanted to stop in there because we had seen a show about it on TV about how the doll was cursed, and so we went in there to see it.
And the thing is you're not supposed to take pictures of him, or if you do, you're supposed to ask his permission. And then but people always disregard that. So they'll take pictures of him, and then a lot of them, I don't know if they imagine it, but they swear that their life just starts to go to pieces. Like they'll have all kinds of bad things happen, and it's so bad that they'll send letters down to the museum to Robert the doll. And I guess I don't know if the museum people read them or whatever, but and then usually the things get better for them if they do that. Um, so it's kind of weird. It's a creepy doll. It really is. Um, I'm not sure what it was made out of. Also, what was it? Burlap and some kind of.
I want to, I believe, I believe it was made out of maybe wood and canvas. It was one of those old dolls from the 19th, I want to say late 19th, very early 20th century, I think.
Yeah, it's kind of brown and just. But he's just creepy looking. Yeah.
Now, do
Um,
you remember the story behind him? I don't remember the story about the whole thing.
um, what was there was a man? It was that had some mental issues, didn't he? And he would get in trouble uh, at his home in Key West, and he would tell his parents that Robert the doll did all these things that it was actually him. I can't remember his name, but yeah, was it Otto something? And yeah, and then I think he died, but then he left a doll in that house in the attic, and when somebody else moved in and found it, and that's how it ended up in the museum. Um, that maritime is that a maritime museum? I think, yeah.
I think
So
so. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it's kind of interesting.
And it's a very small museum. And you think, when we say museum, people think it was a really big one, but it was actually a very small building and everything.
Right, not very big, maybe like a smaller bedroom almost.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
It was kind of tucked away. You would almost miss it
right, right.
if
Um,
you didn't know what you were looking for down there.
yeah. But I mean, I definitely was not going to test it and take his picture because, I was
No,
like, I don't,
me either.
no. And that's just one thing. There's a chair. Where was that chair? I watched Unsolved Mysteries, I think, and you might have watched that with me, Austin, where there's a chair in a restaurant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's in a pub, and it's in a pub in the United Kingdom somewhere.
yeah. Have you
And
ever, Mark? It's
during World War
go on, Austin.
oh, during World War II, I guess a lot of soldiers and stuff used to go there and sit in it because it was cursed, and supposedly all the soldiers that sat in it never came back,
Mm-hmm.
where they were. So it was like a cursed chair at this pub. It was an old Unsolved Mysteries episode about it. but it was over in the UK somewhere. I don't know if it was in England or if it was in Wales or if it was in Ireland or Scotland. I'm not sure what part of the UK that pub was supposed to have been in.
Well,
Did you ever watch?
They put it.
Did you ever watch Uns? Huh?
Well, it got so bad they took the chair off the floor and put it up on the like on chains and like so people couldn't sit in it, didn't they?
Yeah, because so many people who sat in it were dying and stuff. But its most famous period was during World War II, because supposedly all the British soldiers and sailors and airmen that came to that pub and sat in the chair just to taunt it, kind of just to test it out, never came back. So that was where the legend, I think, really took off, was during World War II. Who knows if there was really anything to it. I mean, but that was the story that they told on Unsolved Mysteries. Do you remember Unsolved Mysteries, Mark?
I think I may have only watched 1 or 2 episodes.
Okay, but you remember it.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was on the air over in the UK back in the day or not.
Probably. I think I've seen it on.
It was Robert
Channel 4.
A narrator
Okay.
at in the beginning, and then eventually he passed away. But when it was really big, in its high point, Robert Stack was the one that was that would go through the stories, and
he was the first. He was the first host, and then after he passed on, the show went away for a while, and then they brought back old episodes with Dennis Farina hosting them.
Yeah, and then he died.
Died. So maybe Unsolved Mysteries had a host curse.
Well, actually, yeah, they were surprised that Dennis Farina died, because he was, he's an older gentleman, but he seemed so healthy. And actually what he had was something, nowadays they kind of look for it more, but he had an aneurysm. Nowadays they kind of check for those sometimes, but they didn't. And it just burst. Like, I think it was in his abdomen. Yeah.
Is it like an aorta or?
Abdominal aorta. Yeah. And once those rupture, you really bleed to death usually. So you can't get to the hospital or anything soon enough. So yeah, he died suddenly. And then I don't know if they tried maybe to have a new one on, but it didn't work out too well. So yeah. But
I forget what they did after Dennis Farina passed. I think they did try to do something with it. They were gonna start
like years. Yeah.
I wish they'd bring that show back, though. It was a really amazing show.
Well, and actually they helped. It wasn't just Unsolved Mysteries. It was sometimes like kids that
true crime
and things, or maybe if you lost track of a relative and you were looking for them, and they really had people get back together. They found people they were looking for. They found kids sometimes that they had adopted out, maybe they were looking for, things like that. So it was pretty cool.
They caught criminals who were on the run for all manner of really bad crimes too. So it covered a wide variety of topics. It was
go on.
Oh, but yeah, the one episode that we were talking about was that chair.
Yeah. Well,
I wish I could look up and see where that was at, but I can't get off of this browser, or it'll totally just.
Let's see.
Maybe you can. Maybe
I can look it up. Let me see. Curse. I think it is.
Oh. Well, let Mom look it up first, and then we'll see if she can get it.
Is it the Busby stoop chair?
Maybe.
I'm trying to. The Busby stoop chair, dead man's chair is an oak chair cursed by the murderer Thomas Busby before the execution. I don't think that's the one.
Where was it at?
This one is in North Yorkshire in the United Kingdom.
Oh yeah, that might be the one.
Yeah, the Busby stoop chair cursed by Thomas Busby. A small inn in the village of, this is it, Austin, in Yorkshire, UK, has earned its reputation as a haunted landmark due to supposedly cursed chair associated with a 17th century murderer.
Oh, Royal Air Force, DIF, Disworth, base, near Frisk, Frisk in
Is that it?
North Yorkshire. I think so. Opened in 1936, was used as a bomber airfield during World War II. So British and Canadian RAF.
Yeah, I'm looking to see.
Hi guys, good to see you again.
Florida, we were talking about Robert the Doll. Are they from around Key West, or do you know? Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think that's the chair that we were talking about with Austin. Is yeah.
Actually, it could be related to one of 5 different airfields. There's 5. There was 5 airfields in Yorkshire during World War II.
Yeah.
Actually, 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Huh. It's is it in a museum now? I don't know if
I
it
don't.
is.
They may have moved it out of that pub or whatever that it used to be in and put it in a museum of cursed objects or something to that effect.
That's Thirsk. Thirsk, is that a museum in North Yorkshire, England? It hangs on a wall 5 feet up in order to prevent anyone from sitting on it. Legend states that it's cursed, and if anyone dares sit in it, they will shortly meet their death. Yeah.
Now that you mentioned it being suspended 5 feet off, that does ring a bell with me. I can think about it. Yeah, it does mean something in the back of my head.
Yeah, it's this museum. It's spelled Thirsk, I guess. I think that's how it's pronounced. Thirsk in North Yorkshire, England.
Yeah, Frisk. Yeah, Frisk.
That's
Frisk.
everybody's so scared of it, it's kind of like meet their James death. Dean, yeah, car too.
Now that you mention,
they said was cursed.
And all the parts from his car were cursed too, and now they don't know like where his old car was or the parts from it.
I know. But it makes me think like, because I have a dresser that was, I had like a little water leak and it messed up my dresser, so I had to get rid of it. And I was going to get an old one because I would like to paint them in, I just wanted to get a cheap one and paint it black and it'll look really great. But then I got to thinking, I don't really like bringing old furniture in my house. I mean, I do know whose house it's come from, like a relative or like, Austin or somebody like that. Or even my neighbor put out a love seat that was just nice. And I brought it in and it's great down in the basement. But just to go to somebody's house and get something, I don't know. So I got to thinking, I guess I'll just buy a newer one or something. But yeah, sometimes. Really? Well, actually, huh? No, actually, what I've done, and it was beautiful, is I had, and it was almost 40 years old, is an old waterbed dresser and with the headboard and the dresser and everything. And when I moved here, I was thinking about buying new furniture, and I was like, well, I really don't want to spend that much on it. And it's all cheap stuff. So I just painted it. I painted it black, and it looks great. But like I said, then I had this water leak last year or this summer, over the summer, and it ruined the one bottom part of the dresser. So now I need to get a one. But I was like, I didn't have any problem going to get a dresser, an old one. But then another thing is you got to wonder, like on Facebook Marketplace, you got to watch because with a dresser, I would have to go look at it. I have to go into somebody's house, and you don't know who you're going to see. And that's kind of scary too.
Mm,
So I'm
mm.
like, maybe I won't do that.
Yeah, it's not a
Like
good
an end
idea.
table or something, and where I could just, I don't know, but yeah. And actually, I got an end table that my neighbor put out. It was this old varnished looking wood, and I painted it black, and it really looks expensive. But I kind of knew her, and she said, "Hey, you can have it if you want. It's nice. It's a nice piece." But yeah, I just feel like sometimes, because like yeah, that's
Yeah.
another thing. And then didn't I tell you about the thing I brought home from work one time? It was like an artifact. Because, like I said, I worked in a student center, so we had all kinds of stuff, art and stuff like that. But there was this one, she was made out of this really special wood. She was like a native, wasn't she, Austin? I can't really describe what she was. You saw
She
her.
was made out of African teak, and I think she was like a wood carving of a native from Africa, from some
And
African country, but I forget where that came from. I want to say Zambia, maybe.
we don't even know because,
I
like I said,
forget.
when we all started there, like my boss, Gerald, had started there and it was there when he was there. And then, so it ended up in this other older lady's office. She worked there for a while and then she gave it to somebody else. And then um, it was in the center for a while. And nobody wanted it. It was just like, it was kind of, I thought, well, it's kind of a pretty piece. So I brought it home. But after I brought it home, all kinds of horrible things started happening. As soon as she hadn't been there, like what, even 6 months, had she, Austin? And then your dad got sick. He passed away. Same,
Yeah.
your nephew, me and my nephew got sick and passed away. And it was just, and she was I mean, I don't know. So I just took her back. I took her back to the center and I set her, I didn't want her in the center where I worked. So I put her downstairs in this room that it was a student center in this big room that people walked in. There's a fireplace. So I put her over there. But then the building manager, he was walking around and he knew he was like, where did this come from? And he looked at it. And so he's thinking, oh, this got to come from Diversity Affairs. It looks African art. So he brings it back up to our center and I put it over like on like one of the shelves or something. I was like, I don't like her. So was a lady that worked upstairs and I asked her, I was telling her I didn't like the thing. And she's like, oh, I'll take it. And she put it in her office for a while. And then I think eventually she took it home. And I don't know if she's had bad luck or not, but yeah, I mean, I know she's still alive. It's Rhonda, Austin, that has the bar. She has a bar, her and her husband now, but yeah.
Yeah, and they haven't really had the best of luck, seemingly, but some of that was their own doing.
Yeah, I don't know if she still has it. Maybe if she does, she should get rid of it.
I'm not gonna get into some stuff they've done to themselves.
No, but I would told her, I don't know if I would, I told her, I said, I don't know if
Yeah.
I would take it home. I said, because of all the stuff. And she's like, I'm not worried about it. So she had.
Didn't one of the students tell you that thing could be cursed or something?
Yeah, I think so. And that they didn't even want it in the center. And she was, I don't know. And it was like nobody really wanted her. Like, they'd keep her in her office for a while and then she'd be somewhere else. So like I said, and I like some of that kind of art. I was going to keep her, and then I was like, and I put her picture, I think I put on Facebook one time, and some people were like, you need to get rid of that. You really do. I forget what somebody said to me. They thought it was some kind of ancient art or some kind of tribal thing. Yeah, that's what it was.
It was a tribal. It was like a tribal sculpture.
Yeah. So I was like, okay. So I didn't do that anymore. But yeah. So that's different.
Oh yeah.
When we were in New Orleans, we got some of the masks and some of they have those tribal masks and things like that. But Austin really didn't have any issues with them. But I think maybe your sister did. She did have.
I had a tribal mask with like horns on it.
Yeah. Oh, and
And
your
then
wife, you have it. You still have it, don't you?
I still have it. It's hanging upstairs in a room, but my wife's afraid of it.
Yeah, he has to keep it in the room that away from her. It's black.
It's like
it's
a dark brown it's a dark brown mask with that appears to have like carvings like a Pacific Islander kind of carvings on it, and it has horns.
yeah,
She just gets really creepy vibes from it. No, I don't blame her.
like that in the center, and it was pretty scary. But then they moved us from the building we were at, and we put it in a closet, and I think it ended up in an auction or something. But I never liked that one either, and it was similar to that. Like it was on this thing with this dried grass around it, and it was kind of. But
now my grandfather brought home. He was a Seabee in the Navy during World War II, and he was stationed in Borneo, New Guinea. He brought home an old wooden cup and a wooden comb that the natives over there used, and he brought another pole-looking object, but none of those appear to have been cursed.
But I thought your sister. And
she had some of them, and she got creeped out by them, and then just let me have them. That's why I got them today. But I mean, as far as them being cursed, I don't know. But they did scare her.
You guys have somebody that made a comment in YouTube. Say, I hear an echo. Somebody's echoing.
We all are now.
So, hold on.
Did you?
May hit me.
What happened?
Everybody cut out. It's cutting out real bad on me right now.
Now that's better.
Yeah.
Hold up now. You mute real quick. So.
But Roger, you're
go ahead and say something.
Okay. I'm kind
of in it. I bet you it's some kind of cursed item.
We're cursing the show.
You real quick.
What?
You real quick. Just mute your chat. Your mic.
Do what?
Mute your mic.
Okay, hold on. There.
Oh, she did. All right, now. Okay, it's not you. Austin, mute yourself.
Okay.
Just miss Austin, yeah. Yeah, please.
Oh.
You dirty dog.
I was just sitting here in silence. How was I echoing?
I am Satan.
I was just sitting here in silence. I don't know how I was echoing.
Yeah.
Am I echoing still? Or am I good now?
Yeah,
You're okay.
It's your device. It's whenever we say something, it echoes back.
But it's not now, is it?
Yeah.
It still is. Okay, I'll mute again. Let you guys talk for a minute.
No, you gotta fix
If you guys want me to say anything, I'll unmute and say something, but I can stay muted while you guys.
We can hear you,
Okay.
Jeff.
We can hear you it's just the echo.
Okay, I'll just mute while you guys are talking, and then let me know when you want me to say something, and I'll unmute.
There you go.
Or say something. Stop talking.
Okay. Is it him?
All right, I'm gonna mute. Just let me know whenever you want me to unmute.
Okay, but you can hear Rob?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Okay.
All right, I'm muting.
Hmm. Hi.
Hi, good to see you.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have had anything personal happen. I think that's probably the only thing I've had happen with an object that I thought was kind of cursed or something. Maybe it was that whatever it was, like that piece from the African art piece. Yeah. So that. Oh yeah. Then you want to bring back that? Do you hear? Okay.
Oh, I was talking about those artifacts my grandfather brought back from World War II. The tribal looking wooden cup and then the tribal looking totem pole thing, and then there was another comb that like the natives had brought back from Borneo, New Guinea, but I don't know if those were cursed or anything. My sister used to have them, and then she just got really creeped out by them. But I don't know for sure if they were cursed. And then of course I had that mask I brought back from New Orleans years ago that looks kind of like a Pacific Islander mask. And then my wife got creeped out by that. And we did hear like weird noises over in the room I hung it up in, but I don't know if that mask has anything to do with it or not.
But you had your room for a long time. Nothing happened.
What?
You had it in your room for a long time. When you
My
lived
bed. Oh, when I lived at the old house, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I didn't experience, I don't remember experiencing anything then. So it may have been the room itself in this house and maybe not the mask itself.
Right.
I'll have to take some pictures of that and some of those things and put them up on Discord for Roger and Mark to see.
Yeah, I can take a picture of that artifact I had a picture somewhere.
It's too bad you can't share pictures and stuff of things on YouTube, but
You can share them here.
Yeah.
I'd have to get out of this conversation. I'm just gonna stay put.
Yeah, it's bad enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I will share the pictures of them, but just not right this moment because if I make one false move, the dominoes is this call is going to come crumbling down on me again.
Well, this comes back to what I've been telling you. Wow. Sit still.
Yeah. So that's why I'm doing exactly that.
Just sit still.
That's what I'm doing.
It works. Yeah.
I don't know if objects actually cursed or if you know about it. You bring it on yourself. You know. Are you guys there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah.
Austin's got me.
Do I need to mute again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you like? Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you bring it on yourself, if you know about it. I didn't think anything of the artifact I had. I didn't know that she had any kind of history, and I don't know for sure. But I just didn't feel comfortable with her. So
I don't know. I would just say it's just coincidence. me being quite skeptical as I am.
I mean, I know other people didn't want her around either, like the students, they're like, oh, why is she hip here? And then, they, like I said, my coworker finally took her, put her in her office. But yeah, some
I
things
mean,
just have bad vibe.
I mean, scientifically speaking, I guess something could, since everything's energy, I guess that something could get enough bad energy associated with it to where it could cause energy in its surrounding area to maybe create bad things.
Is there
Yeah,
such a thing? Is there such a thing as good and bad energy? Is this energy just neutral?
What is it now?
Is yeah. You're looking up the new think. Yeah, I was just saying, is there such a thing as good and bad energy, or is energy just a neutral thing?
Yeah. No, I mean, have you ever seen houses that never have it? They don't seem to have everybody that lives in them has bad luck, and you wonder, like, is it's the house? It's not really the people. They go on to live somewhere else. So you wonder. I don't know. And what does the Chinese say, that the way you build a house and the way everything is
Feng shui.
the way it's makes it so a home has either bad energy or good energy. So I don't know if it's neutral. I don't know.
I mean, maybe it's neutral from its own standpoint, but from our standpoint, it creates bad things or positive things from our understanding. But in reality, it's just energy is energy, and it creates whatever it's exposed to.
I always feel like buildings have energy, homes and buildings. You can kind of go in and it has a certain, it's good or bad, or, sometimes. I've always felt that way. Uh, Okay. Yeah. I think I've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Has to do with that.
Or like the I Ching. I read that. That's a form of divination.
Yeah. And then it's weird to me though, like I said, I lived in the old farmhouse for 30 years, and I always felt real comfortable there. And there was one room in particular I loved, but my daughter would have friends over. There was a couple of her friends that hated that room. There was one, he said he was never coming back because of that room. It was like a parlor. I used it as a garden room. But it's funny how different people feel about a place.
Well, that parlor was used. There was funerals held in that parlor.
Yeah.
So that could have had something to do with it. They were held there back in the probably the late 1800s, very early 1900s.
Right. But I loved that room. I always thought it had good energy. So I think you did too, Austin, didn't you? I didn't have a that room.
There is
That was
a,
one of my favorite rooms.
Huh?
I
What'd you
was
say,
going to
Austin?
say there is a idea of sick building syndrome. I remember being in working in an office back in the late 1990s that was suffering from that, and yeah, the number of staff that just came ill or became ill and took off just because of so-called sick building syndrome.
Okay. So you think, was it like something that was going on in the building? Was like there was some toxic stuff, or it just had a bad energy? Was it?
I suppose it was really related to air conditioning and just the structure of each
Well,
of the officers. Yeah.
yeah, there's some of that too, especially when they started first building those self-contained buildings, that maybe didn't have enough, that the air was just all inside the building, and maybe it wasn't, there was some toxic stuff going on. In our old house, I think it was just energy. And then where I worked, they built a new student center, and I never liked that. It's a brand new building, but everybody I talked to didn't. It just had bad energy. Something about that. Maybe where they built it or the way they built it. I don't know. And it had all kinds of issues too. For a new building, there was a lot of problems electrically, and the stairs they didn't build it very well, but the energy was just off there. And the old student center everybody loved, and it was just like home for a lot of those kids. Some people are like, oh, I don't know. It's funny. I think it's like buildings have their own personality and energy, or like human beings or something. It's funny.
They're endowed by people, by the energy people lay down in them over the years and decades, I think. And it kind of shapes them.
Yeah. Like that bar in Wilder, Kentucky. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that.
Bobby Mackey's.
Yeah. But they're tearing that down. It's really old. And like I said, it was supposed to be haunted and everything. They're tearing it down and rebuilding something right there. But gosh, it was on a lot of shows about, it used to be, what was it? Did they butcher pigs or something there, Austin? I can't remember all this.
It was, I think it was a butcher shop at first, and then it became a bar later on. But there was some pregnant woman who was there, and her husband cut her head off and dumped her body there on the site of the place, and they say her ghost still haunts it. And there's a well or something on that building too, where I guess all these satanic cults were attracted to the place when it was a butcher shop, because there was all this animal blood there, and they'd use it in rituals. So the place was kind of, if energy can be tainted, at least from our point of view, it would appear that maybe it was tainted there.
Well, and they had all these people, shows there, and try to, film things and things like that. It got really kind of commercial there for a while. I was there at that bar because my husband went down there to play. He played in a band and he went down there a couple times. And it's just really a dark old bar. But I didn't feel like I was scared or anything. But I knew then, its reputation. But I didn't see anything. But yeah, it had kind of a weird feel to it. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. Yeah. 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 Huh. Yeah, like your entryway doors are supposed to face what a certain way, and you don't come into what a living room or a kitchen. There's something. There's just different things about all that. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've heard stuff like that. Yeah. Huh. Right. Yeah. But I've seen like around just in the area I've lived in, it's like there'll be a business that'll come and into a place, and it's like they never survive there. And it's not like it's a bad place. There's businesses around there that are thriving, but nobody seems to be able to make anything work in like this building or a house or something, you know? And then eventually it gets torn down because, like I said, it just never seems to thrive. Something's wrong. Something's off. So I always think that's weird. Oh, okay.
Okay.
So like a psychic reading then? Is that what they're doing? Okay. Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. Now, have you ever heard of that? There's a Catholic priest that he does exorcisms. His name Father Rehill. He is all. I mean, he's totally against boards, and I don't know about numerology, but I would assume he probably is because he thinks that's how people can get possessed if you believe in that kind of thing. I mean, he definitely does because he's one of the priests that can be. There's not that many in America, but he's he can provide perform.
I think he
Um,
thinks. I've seen some videos by him. He thinks possessions and oppressions and obsessions like from the demonic world are up now because more people are into like that new age, what he calls new age stuff. I mean, it's really not new, but
well, and he's especially
occult kind of stuff.
The board, the Ouija boards.
He thinks it opens like doorways for demonic takeovers.
Okay. Right.
Come on in, Tommy T-Bone Davis.
Yeah.
Makes me think of that bunny guy that Mark always talks about.
Now, Father Rehill was talking about how Hollywood people have. He thinks that a lot of them are like Beyonce and stuff. Kind of sold their soul to the devil or something. I'm sure you guys have heard about that, but that's his personal thing. But yeah,
Hollywood directors are the Satan spawn.
yeah, yeah,
Demonic freaking. There's a lot of shit he's doing. If he's possessing all those actors, musicians.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm.
And
What is going on?
Oh, there he is.
Hold on. There he is. Be real quick, Austin.
Hey.
All right.
hi.
Hi, how are you?
Okay.
All right, good deal. Good deal.
How are you?
I'm not too bad.
That's good.
All right. What are we talking about now?
Well, we were talking about like cursed objects and things like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Some of the things like well, we were talking about Robert the Doll in Key West, and there's a chair we were talking about, but there's also James Dean's car, and I mean
Oh,
we're
yeah.
open thing though. We were
They have not found James Dean's car since he wrecked it. They never did.
now they thought some parts of it or something were
Yeah, a couple parts and all that. Yeah.
supposedly got killed, or I did see
Yes,
that.
ma'am.
Yeah, so yeah, they never did find
They,
all of it.
not the whole car. Yeah. Yeah. Nope.
And so they're acting like now that the parts of the car or something are like, cursed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well,
keep-
no. Surprisingly, tell you the truth, one guy he bought a piece of the car, and he died like 45 days later, or
Yeah,
something like that.
but I was trying to remember that. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah. It's crazy. I'm a big history buff. I love history. I love
Okay.
it. But
Yeah.
yeah, Yeah, I remember. Yeah, yep. Mm.
So yeah, and we were kind of talking about it. Like, I don't know if you've had any personal experiences with any objects that you brought to your into your home or anything like that. I was talking about one that I brought home from work, an artifact, and um, a lot of bad things seemed to start happening when I did that. So I took her back to work
Oh
because I
wait,
did.
wait, wait, wait! You said took her back. What do you mean?
She was like it was like a statue, she was made out of teak wood, and she
Okay.
would stand her up in a corner. She was like a piece, an artistic piece,
Right.
African art. And so I took her back. I worked in a center, a diversity center, where
Okay.
I took her back to the center because I didn't want her in the house anymore.
Yeah, I can understand. Yeah. Well, I had one time. I don't know if this was a dream or what it was. I was on my couch. I was sleeping on my couch, and I had this evil spirit, and it come from hell or something. It had to have, and it's grabbing my legs, and it keeps pulling me, and I was kicking, 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 and I finally kicked it off of me. I says, get out of here, go away. And then I woke up. I don't know. It could have been a dream. It could have been. I hope nothing bad. Like
Well,
I'm gonna be dragged to hell. You know.
so was anything going on in your life at that time that maybe
Well, yeah. My mother just died,
oh,
and and I mean they had nothing to do with it. I mean, but my father just passed away about 4 months ago, and that but that happened way back and kind of like in between,
yeah.
Um,
Well, sometimes when your energy, when you're in grief or just despair and stuff, that's when you
right.
have some entities come in, from red.
Yeah, sometimes they'll try to feed on the
It's
energy of your
negative.
grief or
Right.
things, and it makes them more powerful.
Okay.
Sometimes
Yeah.
it's kind of like a food source for demonic entities or whatever, or evil spirits.
Yeah, but it was so real. It was so real. Real. I mean, oh my God, it was so real. And he had big bat wings, and uh, yeah, it was horrible. It was really bad. That was a bad experience.
Now,
Mm.
so have experiences in the home that you live in, kind- any kind of other experience in your home?
No, no.
Okay. So it's basically probably not your home. It may be just who knows what it was, but
Oh, oh. I think it was I think it was something just wanting to play around with me, and then it realized that I'm more of a spiritual person,
mm-hmm.
and I don't you know I don't believe I do believe, but I don't believe, I don't keep it in me that I believe in like spirits or anything like that. You know,
Yeah.
I mean that's the only way that I can explain it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the only time I've ever been messed with,
That's
other than in my dreams.
yeah.
And uh,
Sometimes things kind of seem to come in dreams too, and
oh,
you're not sure but I think they're real a lot of times. I'm
Yeah, absolutely. Right after I'm sorry.
ahead.
Uh, but right after I lost my mom, this was back in 2011, and I had just lost my mother, and it was real sudden and everything. And she come to me in my dreams, and we was at the crossroads at lights that were blinking and all that. She said everything's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be okay. Okay, and everything's gonna be all right. And she gave me a hug and gave me a kiss, and then walked away. And then she went away, and that that was the last. mm, that was the last time I see my mother. And I woke up and I was in tears. And but that was the greatest thing.
But
And
I, I think she was probably, she's just trying to reassure
telling
you.
you something. Yeah.
Hmm.
And yeah, that was it.
Wow. Wow.
Mm.
But
Yep.
you probably, when you woke up, maybe you felt like she
You
was,
felt like she was.
you could still feel her
You could
touching.
still feel her touching.
The
Oh
same thing
oh yeah.
happened when my
Yeah.
cousin passed away. He came to me in a dream and hugged me, and he came to my uh, uncle and aunt in a dream and hugged them too. So that's so
That
yeah, I've absolutely had a very very similar experience. Me and him
that's
were together in
amazing,
the dream
bro.
crying. Huh?
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right. Well, I've had a lot of death around my family lately, and I'm still cleaning out my dad's house. My dad just passed, and I haven't got nothing from my dad yet. And he was never a believer of the afterlife or anything like that, and blah blah blah. And I just went to his house today and got some stuff out, and because the realtors are pushing me. They're pushing me. Hey, get everything out, clean out, get it all done. And my lawyer is talking about that, and oh my god. And I'm an only child. I don't have any brothers and sisters.
Wow.
And
That's
I'm
overwhelming.
yeah, and I'm out. I'm in the country. I live by myself. I don't have a girlfriend. Nobody helped me out. And I'm trying to, I'm trying oh, I'm trying to do all this stuff, and everybody's like, "Oh, man up, man up, man up." Well, I can't man up when I don't have I've got two kids. I got two kids, and they're worthless. And one's in JDC, and the other one doesn't want to help me and tells me you're not my dad because I won't get them over here. And it's just, I don't need all this negativity.
Right. Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Um, you just have to tell, like when my husband passed away, and he had a shop, and it was full of like all the stuff that I knew nothing about. And the realtor was like, we
yeah,
were going to put it up in February, and she was like, I want that shop cleaned out. And I was like, I can't do that. I
yeah,
You can't. And so what I did with his stuff, because I didn't know what half of it was, is I had an auction. I had an auctioneer. I mean, he was wonderful. He came in and sorted through things, had everything organized, and we had an auction and got rid of all his stuff. But if I would have had to do that myself, or even with the kids helping me,
right.
we didn't know what half that stuff was. So, it really,
Absolutely.
me. So I don't know if you can find somebody like that, but if you can,
Well, maybe you know what? I never really thought about that before. You know, an auctioneer or something. And but it's a little tiny house. I've got 2 acres right by a lake, and I figured it would go for about $70,000 or something like that.
Mhm.
And they valued that at 40,000.
40,000. Where
Yeah,
from?
40, basically just on the land.
So what state are you in again?
Indiana.
Oh, okay. Gosh, it should be
And
what we're at maybe, but I don't know. Yeah.
but no, I mean that was a big disappointment and everything. And uh that's like the washer and dryer. I have no more room in my garage. I got a three stall garage out here. I can't put any more stuff in there, you
Mm,
know.
yeah.
And I said, well, I'm just gonna leave it, you know,
I
leave
mean,
it.
you can sell it as is. Like when I sold my home, it was a big farmhouse. Of course, and I wanted to get out of there because the upkeep was so
I
high.
I
Yeah,
understand. I
sold it.
do understand. That's what I'm living in right now. I got a
Right.
2-story, 2 bedroom, you know,
Yeah.
mm, 2-story house. Yeah, farmhouse right now.
Well, yeah, that my it was a big farmhouse too. I sold the house as is, but it wasn't in awful shape. But there was some stuff that needed to be fixed, like there's some roofing issues and some things in the.
Mhm.
Uh,
Right.
I mean, you can do that.
I just put a new roof on. My lawyer come over. I had to sign some papers and all that, and he says I told him about the roof. Look, the front roof looks like shit and all that. Excuse my language. And he says, "Well, make some phone calls. Make
Yes.
some phone calls." And so I did, and they come out and they repaired the front roof and all that and everything, and got me squared away on that. But
Mm,
it's just so much. I mean, with a big house like this, with only me, and I only burn with wood. I heat my house with wood,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
you know, I, I don't know, and I'm here by myself. It just is like overwhelming anymore.
Yeah. That's a lot, and you're going through grief, and that's the problem. Is when you do lose someone, generally you have to sell a home or
Right, right. And then the grief on top of it. I mean, I'm dying inside anyways. Now I feel like I'm all alone. You
yeah.
know, I mean, it's just I don't have brothers and sisters, like I said, and then my cousins and my friends and all that.
Mm,
They were right there at the very beginning, but then you know, I know that they have their own lives and all that. I
yeah.
understand
They
that.
start to go away after.
Yeah, yeah, and but it just feels like you have nobody and you ain't got nobody you know to.
So if you sell it, you'll have money to go someplace else. So right, just to get rid of it as is, maybe would be the
Well,
best.
well, I've got 2 properties. I got the property down there at the lake, and then I got this place. I want to keep this place because this is country.
Yeah,
uh,
that's
You
beautiful.
know, uh,
Yeah.
yeah,
I miss living out in the country.
absolutely.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hold
and
on to the country place.
yeah, this is where it's at right here. But yeah, but they only are offering. I mean, I got money put up, and all that, but uh, It's
Really
just
pushy. I'm like, I had some issues with my realtor. Yeah, she was just pushing me so much. Then she wanted to show the house all the time. Well, at that time, I was working, and she
right,
wanted to show it every like 2 or 3 evenings a week, and then all on the weekends. And I was like, I have to have some time to do something when I come home from work. I have to
right,
be able to relax or just something. I have just it was just me and the 2 dogs, but like I was like I told her, I said, I can't do this every weekend. I need a
right.
weekend. I just come home and relax. And then you gotta keep the
Absolutely.
house clean. Like I know she wanted me to like take all my pictures down, and I'm supposed to keep the house clean and ready for people to come through. It was so stressful, and I just and then I told her when I backed that schedule down off, she was like, "Well, you're not gonna sell it as quick," and I was like, "I don't care. I can't come home from work, take my dogs away, and do this
Right,
all." So yeah, you kind of just have to tell them what you want because
right, right.
and they want to sell it quick. So yeah,
And that's the hardest thing, because when this happened so fast, I talked to my dad the day before he passed, and then he passed away. And I called my uncle Frank. I was like, "Oh, goddamn, go check on me." I got that phone call, and then everything by the time they got him out of the house, they're already inside taking everything out, and I'm I'm still in disarray. Like I
yeah,
don't know what's going on, and I can't get my head around anything. And they're like, "Okay, we're gonna go inside and clean the house out, and go burn his bed, and then go burn." And I just feel that was very disrespectful.
right, right,
I don't know. I don't know.
mm,
And I mean, this was like 4 months ago,
yeah,
but I'm starting now to like it. It's kind of like hitting again. Like, oh my god, like I don't have nobody.
yeah, yeah,
What do I do here? And then okay, now I got to. I like my dad was like, I lost my mom in 2011, and then now here I lost my father. That's the only two people I ever had, and now I have nobody, and I'm like I'm lost. I'm lost.
Well, it's early yet. I mean, you do get better, but it's rough. I mean, you just have to. Yeah, it's
Right. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know what I'm saying. I mean, it's mind blowing, like with how much I've had to, you know, uh, what I've been going through. I mean, like like with the bills, and then it's like dad's insurance. I mean, I don't know what, and then I got to go make appointments with the lawyer to talk with him. And thank God that I have a family member that is a lawyer, and he's taking care of that.
yeah. I
But
mean, with your father, I don't know how he has a will set up, but as far as any bills go or anything, you're not responsible for them.
right, right.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
So
the lawyer said. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So, I mean, don't
Yeah, yeah. He said just null and void that, and
yeah,
don't worry
yeah.
about it.
Credit card bills or anything. That's not you.
But I mean, just
Even if you're married, like unless it's in both of your names, like there was some stuff my husband had that was just written
right.
off because it wasn't in my name. So yeah. But especially with the father, you're not be responsible for that.
It's just so like emotionally hard to do a lot of this stuff by myself with
Right.
nobody here with me, and
Well,
that
and I
that
think
that's what
everybody
kills me.
Anybody that loses someone that is taking care of that financial piece or any of that, it's
Right.
just overwhelming because that's not something you do in
Right.
everyday life. So it's all new.
And the
you know.
lawyer keeps talking to me in lawyer terms. I don't know them lawyer terms.
Yeah, you just have to tell you what it means in real life.
Like
Yeah,
right,
that makes
right,
it all the
yeah,
more confusing because it's like
yeah,
you're talking to me in your legal terminology. Nobody else
absolutely,
uses that.
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely.
right. I mean,
But I mean that's just my story, and I mean,
yeah, it's hard. It's
when-
hard. I think I'm pretty tough when it comes to things, and I was just like, I even though I was grieving, I was like, when it comes to business and stuff, I didn't fool around. But it's hard if you've never done that before. You
yeah,
can't ask
well,
myself pretty much a hard ass when it comes to that stuff. I'm like, I mean, that's why
And the best you
oh,
can really do is just to take it a day at a time.
right,
Take
me,
it kind, and it may take a long time. It really sucks, but you really got to take it as it comes. Just do the
right.
best you can, unfortunate as that may be.
Uh, I appreciate everybody speaking your thoughts on it. Thank you. Uh,
yeah. I always say, no, what you have to do every day is just get up and do the day, and like you just want to, if you just want to lay around.
I wouldn't necessarily be doing any better myself, so it'd be hard for anybody. That's
and,
there's
and
a lot
I'm
of other
sorry.
people going through similar things too.
Right, right. I'm really sorry for spewing some bad juju or whatever my story out there for you. But it is what it is, I guess.
Well, yeah, you just have to go on.
Uh,
Hmm. Right.
right, right.
Right. And
Yes,
it makes
yes, sir. Yep.
things, I think, if there's
Oh yeah.
things, so you have to kind of be careful with that. It's hard though.
Mhm.
But yeah, yeah.
Uh, I'll tell you. Well, thank you, and thank you all for listening to
Well,
what I had to say.
Yeah, no problem, man. Just hang in there. You'll get through it, but it'll take some time.
Oh yeah.
It'll just take time.
And
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's right on there, Tommy Davis. Oh, oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, Tommy Davis. Tommy Davis. And
right. And it's also good, like I'm sure I shared some things with you that, other people have been through it, you're not alone.
Yeah, there's
Right.
probably other people watching
Well,
this that are dealing with very similar situations, so it may have helped them.
Right. Oh, I just need. I just need somebody, maybe to listen.
Right.
Yeah. And
Uh,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
we were still kind of like, what were we still anybody wants to talk about, we're basically talking about the first, but yeah.
I'm thinking.
I'm sorry. All right. I'm back to normal now.
Oh, you're all right. You're all right. This show was kind of about bad things like that anyway, so it really fits in with what we're talking about pretty nicely and helps you out, maybe helps some of our viewers out who are going through similar things. So.
Thank you all. Thank you all very much. Thank you very much. You got me thinking tonight. So what's going on? All right, I'm gonna drink a beer now.
Absolutely, man. Hell yeah.
Oh, I gotta open it first.
There's a funny thinking about objects. I mean, it's not really cursed, but if Austin wants to tell this, talking about losing someone, just right after his dad helped him move to his new house, and then I think when did he pass away, Austin? A couple weeks after that, right?
About a month and almost 2 months later.
Yeah. So you can tell them, get off of here so they can hear you, but there was when my husband was helping him, there was this chime. I think I bought it for the April and Austin to put in their house. So it's purple and it's kind of like, I don't even know, it's got angels or something on it. But my husband hung it in this bay window they had. There was a hook there. And so, Austin, you can go on and tell them the rest of the story now about the little girl and all that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. So my wife's grandniece was babysitting her one day, not too long after my dad had passed away, and it was on my dad's birthday. She was babysitting her, and she was pointing at this chime that he had hung up in the window. And my wife asked her what she was seeing up there, and she said my dad's name. Yeah, his name was Marty. She said she was a little girl, maybe like about 2 years old. She was like, Marty, Marty, Marty. She was talking about how she could see him up there around that angel chime that he hung. And
he didn't know
and she had never met him. He passed before she was even born. So there's no way she could have known him. But I think his spirit or something comes through that object somehow occasionally.
Yeah, it's really odd because I asked him, I said, are you going to move it? Because I don't know. I guess it looks okay there. But I was thinking they were going to move it.
Well, we would have probably moved it, but it was where he hung it up. So,
right.
So we just left it there because it was one of the last things. He also had a hat that he left hanging on a doorknob in one of our spare rooms, and we've never touched it either. So like the last couple things he touched, we just left them as they were because we felt kind of bad about moving them.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. Like some people don't like to disturb things. if they lose children and stuff. Like, I used to work out with this lady, and her daughter died in a car wreck, and somebody was telling me it had been like 10 years later. They said, that the lady's never, her daughter's name was Mallory. The room's the same as it was the night Mallory got killed in a car wreck. And that Pam has never, I don't know if they move, of course they will change it, but they still live in that house, and her room's the same. And I think, it's been probably 20 some years now, because Austin was getting his license when it happened, and he was just about the same age. So yeah, I mean, everything's the same, because that's part of, they just don't want to lose that part of her.
Right.
Yeah. So that's another hard thing too, though, is when you go through stuff and you have to give stuff away or sell things or auction them off.
Yeah, that's like kind of what I'm going through right now. It's like, with the realtors and all that, they're like, well, you got to get all that stuff out. Dad had so much stuff in there, and I'm like, I don't want to throw anything away. I'd want to keep it all, but I have nowhere to, put it.
Right.
And it's like, it's like old, Dad's stuff.
Yeah.
Am I just gonna junk that? No, I don't want to.
Right. I think you just have to keep a few things and have to let the rest go, I guess.
Yeah.
It's hard. I remember, like, when they were auctioning all my husband's stuff off, I didn't stay there that day because I didn't want to see all that.
Right. Yeah. No.
But it was like they were just selling pieces of him away. There was a table there, like when we first married. He actually had the shop in our big old farmhouse. He had that table all those years. I mean, for like almost 40 years. That was to see that table go, but I was like, I can't take it. It's this
I
big
know.
workshop table. So, it's
What are you gonna
like,
do with all that? I
yeah,
mean,
but it's like they're selling pieces of him away.
absolutely. That's the way that I feel.
It really
You know.
does.
Wow.
Maybe it would help to think what your father would want you to do with all that stuff. He wouldn't want you to be burdened by all of this stuff, I wouldn't think. So it might help you in being able to part with some of it, especially, saying you don't have any room to move it to your place,
Right. Well, maybe he was pissed off, saying, "Oh, stop it! Don't sell that."
I don't know. Do you think it was him?
Possibly. Yeah, he came to you to terrorize you because he didn't want you getting rid of the stuff.
Don't sell that. Wait a minute.
Yeah, right.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Correct. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that was my experience for sure.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Now, I don't know if Austin has like anything from his cousin Sam. Do you, Austin? I'm sure you do. When he passed away.
Guys can hear me?
Oh, you have
Yep.
art.
Yeah, I have I have some of his paintings, and I have a guitar he sold me, and a digital recorder he sold me down in my studio, my basement. So I mean, actually my entire basement, believe it or not, or the studio I have down here that I'm sitting in right now, it's kind of like a montage to my dad and my cousin, because I have almost all the instruments and music equipment I got down here. I either bought off of them or they bought for me as gifts throughout the years. And then I got some of my cousin's artwork too, like I said, down here. So it's kind of like a. So yeah, I do have stuff from both of them. For a lot of stuff from Sam, especially.
Well, that's great. Right, right, right. I think everything has some kind of like, like if my mom had some kind of object, like China tea or something like that, or something like, something that was she personally, did like every day or whatever. I think that holds some kind of meaning, and that's why I'm like, I don't want to throw that away. I don't want to get rid of it. And you kind of know. I mean, you kind of know, or you feel some kind of like, you know, something with that object.
Well, it's attached to that person. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean,
Maybe try asking your dad what he wants you to part with and what he wants you to keep, and see if you get a response from him, like what he wants you to hold on to.
he wasn't a spiritual person. He was like, just dig a hole and bury me in it. I'm like, no, Dad, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah. He was a funny guy. He's like, no, 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 no. I don't even want a funeral.
Wow, really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He was a strict guy. He was like, just dig me a hole, bury me in the ditch. I don't care. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Right.
Oh, here I got back. I flipped out. I think I'm trying to charge my iPod and it wasn't charging, but I think it is now. I hope so.
I mean, I'm a spiritual person too, and I honestly don't want my body taking up space where there should be houses or maybe crops growing in a farmer's field or something. I think it'd be best for me to be cremated myself. So, but
Oh, I can't think of the idea of being cremated. I cannot think of that. You know what? Bury it. You know what? Plant an apple tree over my body, and
oh
and
yeah,
then
that's a good
it'll
idea.
grow. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
Is that what they do with that? Something like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about like a green burial. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to that for me. A green burial would be all right for me too, because I help the earth out. I'm useful after I've passed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that's a good thing.
I do too.
Back to my nephew's artwork, there was a picture that I got of his that he had drawn, and I put it in one of the bedrooms upstairs. And the funny part about that was, I was looking outside one day. It was of like two trees and some, like landscape type thing. I looked out the window, and there's two trees outside, on the medium strip by the street And it looks just exactly like the picture he drew.
Oh
It
wow.
was so
I remember, I
He had-
remember one time I was over there and there was at your house and there was snow on the ground and the sun was setting. And if you look at his painting, it looks like these two trees are on a snowy evening around dusk. And it looked just like it. It's like he somehow saw into the future when he was painting that. The interesting thing about him is he grew up and lived in a farmhouse out in Indiana too, around around Bath, actually.
Okay.
I don't know if you know where Bath is or not. But
No.
you like? I only mentioned that because it was interesting that you live in a farmhouse out in Indiana too.
I
I
live in
thought that was
LaPorte.
and a fun fact about him that I thought was interesting.
That's amazing, though. I mean, same vision. You know.
Yeah, he had never been to this house. Of course, like because I said we lived in an old farmhouse when he passed away. Because he passed away a month after my husband passed away.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
like
I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry to hear that.
yeah, it's been a while now. What 6 going into 7
Mm.
years?
And
Yeah.
Oxford, yeah, I know Oxford.
Or you mean Oxford, Ohio? Never heard. You mean like College Corner, Indiana? Because there's not an Oxford, Indiana, is there?
Yeah, yeah, there is.
There's-
Absolutely. Yep.
So
There's probably an Oxford in every state, honestly.
Yeah.
There is a Middletown. There's Middletown everywhere. Middletown.
Now, if you ask Mark, and there's an Oxford over in the UK. I mean,
There's about everyone. It's
actually,
a university town. Yeah, or university city. Yeah.
I'm I'm way up in I'm underneath Lake Michigan. Right at the tip of Lake Michigan.
Oh,
Yep, in LaPorte, Indiana. Absolutely.
wow.
And
oh, okay, I've heard of it.
yep, right underneath the tip of it. Right there. Yep. Mm.
Yeah.
Indiana State Prison. Hi- His name isn't David, is it? Oh, okay. Okay. Right. I don't know. Uh, well, I had a cousin, kind of a cousin. He ended up shooting a kid in the face with a shotgun. And he was right there, right next to the prison, and his ass went right to the prison.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was on accident, I guess, from what he was saying, but he's
Mm.
still in there, and he was 17 years old when
Wow.
that happened.
If you do jury trials, you never know.
Exactly.
They're unpredictable. Sometimes you'd be best if you can get a plea deal or something.
He was a good buddy of mine, but yeah, when he was doing drugs, nope, stay away from him. And thank God I stayed away from him. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was the same thing with that was the same thing with my cousin we were just talking about. He got real heavy into heroin. I had to pull away from him because he was going down a road I didn't want to go down. If I had went with him, I'd be either 6 feet under or doing time somewhere now.
Absolutely.
You know.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
I was thinking about it.
Oh, yeah.
Evansville, Indiana. Oh God!
Yeah.
Wow. Right. Yeah. 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 Oh well, Rocksville. I was dating this chick, and she ended up going to prison. And I went down there one time, and there were like all these uh sun mills or the you know where they're out in the fields and they're the big windmills, yeah, and we were going down there, and I went and visited her in prison. That was in Rocksville or Rockdale, Illinois. uh, Rockford, Illinois.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or was it Illinois or Indiana? I can't remember which one. Yeah. Anyway. Right. But yeah, oh my God, that was a drive. Oh. Mm. Yeah, that was a big mistake on myself.
They don't. Most of their road signs are gone. Like it's so rural. It's like they never put them up if they get knocked down. So if you're doing GPS, most of the time you can't get it on your cell phone. And if you do,
Right,
the
right,
street there's no street signs or road signs.
right.
It's rural out there.
Uh,
Oh God.
got that.
Oh,
Yeah, right.
yeah.
Oh,
Uh, wow.
going on two wheels. Mm.
Oh. Well,
Mm.
we lived out in Preble County, and that's scary. I'm telling you, it's real rural out there.
Oh,
Southwest. Um, yeah,
oh, yeah. All right. Yep. Yeah, no.
it's kind of. Well, yeah,
Um,
like Miami University. That's an interesting little campus too. It's not so little, but
where's that? What'd you
Miami
say?
University, Oxford, Ohio.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's
No.
close to Indiana. It's not too far from Indiana. Probably just
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah,
a hop, skip, and jump. But
yeah.
uh, I was gonna say, go Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Indiana. Yeah, of course. See, that's a good thing. There you go. Notre Dame's on well, 1 and 2 or something. I don't know. But yeah, absolutely. Yes. Yes. They do. I mean, it's awesome. Uh, a lot of people don't like that. They don't like Notre Dame because they think, the Catholics, oh, they're diddling like little kids. I don't get down with that. Whatever, but uh, I'm like, oh my God, what a great school, great school. I've been there. I've been there for gun shows and went there for yeah, quite a few gun shows.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're good. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Um,
I hope I didn't
Well, I
run
didn't
you off
run
with the
from
gun show talk.
Nah,
no,
I'm from some southern Illinois. It's the only reason why guns are around these
funny.
Oh my God.
If it was up to northern Illinois,
I'm a
there'd be
real
no
person.
What were you
Sorry.
saying? Every time you come up. Did he go? Yeah, well, it's messed up, isn't it?
Yeah, I haven't heard him say a word yet.
Well, he's had, yeah, he's had
Mm,
some
mm.
issues, so that's why. Like he tries to come in, and then when he does, if anybody else talks, he has to mute it, or we can't hear.
Hmm.
Weirdly enough, it was okay at the beginning of the stream, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's very strange. Um,
He didn't sound that bad.
huh?
So
Oh,
weird stuff.
I'm gonna
Weird
write
stuff
down.
happens.
Yeah, see, I consider myself right now.
Yeah, because
Oh, Roger. It's from Southern Illinois. Southern.
what'd you say?
I don't know if I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. I'm trying to unmute my microphone. I might have to get out and get back in real
We
quick.
can hear you.
Okay.
We can hear you.
Okay. I didn't know if you guys could hear me. Yeah, I was saying I like going to gun shows too.
Right.
Every chance I get, man, I try to go to them.
Hey, buy up that ammo, brother. Buy that ammo.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel sorry for Roger living in Illinois. That's
Oh God. Yeah, I mean,
you need to get Southern Illinois needs to secede from Northern Illinois. They need to.
we gotta wait till Trump, President Trump gets in, and then he leaves that ban off of the primers.
Yeah, that's true.
I reload. I reload a lot.
I need to learn to do that. I need to get the presses and all the powder and stuff together.
Go. Sorry. Go to Dylan Preston. Dylan. Everything right there, and it's a lifetime guarantee.
Okay.
And once you buy anything, everything is, you can call them up and, oh my God, I'm reverbing so bad. Everything is free. If you break something or, wow, is that me? Should I get out of here? And I don't even know how to.
Austin, you
I'm trying to mute, but I'm
No.
froze up.
No,
you're-
don't mute because of me, please.
Well, that's the only way we can hear you. That's what the issue's been tonight with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on, but now you can. Now, if you talk, you can hear. Like we can hear you. You should be good.
Hello.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. That's great.
You
Oh,
Oh,
I'm sorry. I thought it was maybe me or something. I
no,
don't know.
it's Austin. You know why when he starts, if he's on with us, we're all vibrating, or
No,
like,
I want to hear what Austin's got to say. That's what sucks.
oh well,
You
you will.
know.
If you don't talk when he's on there, he should come through. That's what. Yeah. So if Austin, if you want to
No.
get back, on, I think.
Okay. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because my video feeds just froze up, but I can still hear you guys, so I can't tell whether I'm muted or unmuted.
All right.
Yeah, I'm wanting to get into doing AR and AK building and reloading and all that stuff. I'm a big firearms and
Good.
I'm a big firearms enthusiast myself.
Absolutely. No, seriously, that is really good though. You should start learning that and getting into it.
Yeah, it's a good thing to get into. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can never have enough.
You can never have too many guns or too much ammo, if you ask me.
Absolutely.
Me and Roger should start our own. We should start a show about being gun enthusiasts. Have you as a regular guest on it. Roger and Austin's gun show. We probably wouldn't be able to do it on YouTube.
I would like to join, man.
What do you think about that, Roger?
Yeah, they call it some kind of goofy name.
Well, so you could do it on YouTube. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can't even use the word gun on Facebook anymore.
I know. What is that?
And there's a guy I used to work with that does raffles on there sometimes, but he has to call them something other than gun raffles because Facebook they'll put him in Facebook jail and delete his profile if he.
Well, you know that words like yeah,
Right.
like food or gun. Yeah. Stupid. But if you use the right word, you can cut someone out or say things, and they won't tag you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And they didn't at all use any words that they would catch. Yeah. My goodness. Also, kid, are you still like?
Yeah, I'm still here.
like, can you? Are you still?
I'm still here.
Okay.
You guys all hear me good?
Yeah, we can hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's vibrant.
If I'll
Vibrant. Right.
I'm
Wait.
vibrating or reverberating.
Vibrant.
Yeah,
Reverb.
I haven't been to a gun and knife show in a while, but I need to go to some more again and get some money and try to go and see what I can buy.
No. What you need to do is go there with, whatever your primary weapon is, and then buy like 1,000 rounds, or maybe
Yeah.
2,000, and just put it away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I agree.
Just a little work, just to really.
Yeah.
And right now with what's going on, it's cool to go to gun show. Just don't take your gun.
I was told at my local gun store.
I can't hear you real quick, Austin.
Oh, okay.
It's reverbing really bad.
Yeah.
I was just saying that what you need to do is go to your local, the gun show or whatever, grab like 1,000 or 2,000 rounds or whatever you're shooting your primary gun with, and then put that shit away, and that's all. Yeah. I mean, just you got it,
Yeah.
and buy as many primers as you can. Well, Joe Biden's freaking. I don't know what he's doing in there, but hey, Trump's getting back in to the presidency. Thank God. Thank God for that. God, I'm glad.
into that. I'm into
glad
that.
that America woke up. America woke up.
Me too.
America.
Absolutely.
I'm dead serious though. I know.
That's okay. I don't have any problems with that. I'm just.
I hope
I
I hope you're not a Joe Biden fan, because
No, I'm not.
I'm
But I
gonna get
couldn't
out of here if
hear
you are.
myself because of Austin. I couldn't. No,
I hope not. I
but
hope not if they're thinking straight. I mean,
no, I couldn't hear myself because Austin. And then I was letting him talk. But yeah, but I don't know. If you guys want to wrap it up, do you think so? I mean, because it's getting. What time is it? Yeah. Yeah.
it's only 8:10. Oh my God.
And it's,
Yeah.
it's about
Yeah.
2:10 in the morning for me.
Yeah. Time.
The show, and you guys you can still talk with Austin. I mean, if you still want to, or whatever you guys want to do.
Well,
Yeah.
if you're calling a rep, we'll call it a rep.
I mean, if you,
I'm with you.
I mean, if you still want to talk to Austin about other stuff, I think you can. So,
Oh, that'd be great. Yeah. You talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, I'm over on Discord. I post music videos and stuff over there that Roger shares and stuff.
Well,
I got a YouTube channel and stuff.
I'm not like fancy, with the computer stuff, but with the phone and all that. All I know is go on Discord and then try and get on like whatever platform. And I really like you guys. You guys are awesome. Boom. Awesome.
Yeah, we enjoy talking with you.
I hope so.
Yeah, this is an awesome community, man. It really is.
Absolutely, and that's what I'm looking for. And I like people like you all, and I want to conversate a little bit more with you.
Yeah, we can still talk about paranormal stuff. There's a different topic or anything anybody else wants to discuss.
Right. And hey, I do appreciate you all listening to my sad story, and all that. But thank you so much for talking with me and conversating with me.
Yeah, it was enjoyable.
Yeah, no problem, man. It was great.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You should join our shows again and link up with us on Discord if you can, by all means.
All right. I will definitely look for you. I will try my hardest. I promise you. And
Just ask Roger. That's what I always do.
ask me what? Oh,
Yeah, Roger always hooks you up, man.
well, my name's Tommy Davis, and yeah, I don't know if that helps, but
Yeah.
all right.
Okay.
Yeah, you got Skype.com. Oh, oh, oh. All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Hats off to all of you. And I loved your conversation. All of
Okay.
you.
Yeah, it was absolutely awesome, man. Just hang in there.
Yeah.
Hang in there. You'll get through it.
I'm trying.
Okay, well, I'm gonna end here. It's been a great show. I don't know when we're gonna do this again. Probably in the next couple weeks. So, we'll announce it on Discord. So, yeah, it's been nice.
We'll have to. Yeah, we'll think up another topic that we can talk about, and then we'll announce the date we're going to do it and the topic and everything, and
Right.
we'll go from there. But probably next couple weeks we'll do it again. Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love you guys. You guys are great.
Yeah, we love you too, man.
Hey, y'all take care now. You have a good night.
You too, man.